Hi, I'm David Waite, Central East Construction Director. You join me at HS2 Delta Junction, one of the most complex and critical pieces of infrastructure for Britain's new high-speed rail. In this video, we're going to focus on this triangular-shaped junction in North Warwickshire that will enable our high-speed trains to travel between London and Birmingham, Birmingham and Manchester, and direct between London and Manchester without stopping at Birmingham. The layout of the Delta Junction triangle means that the railway from London curves west on a spur towards Birmingham Curzon Street Station. As trains come out of Birmingham, the line heads north to meet the main HS2 line, which will then connect to the West Coast Main Line to Manchester. The third side of the triangle allows trains to run between London and Manchester without stopping at Birmingham. The Delta Junction is made up of embankments, cuttings, and a total of 13 viaducts, which take our high-speed tracks over a complex network of motorways, local roads, existing rail lines, rivers and floodplains. Once built, the Delta Junction will comprise of 6 precast segmental viaducts, 4 composite viaducts and 3 low viaducts. Precast segmental viaducts have standard spans of 45 metres with decks built off concrete precast segments. In the Delta Junction, a total of 6 viaducts are being built using this innovative method. All the segments for the 6 viaducts are prefabricated at our nearby Kingsbury Precast Yard. To date, this purpose-built factory near Lee Martin has produced over 2,000 deck segments. The segments and other materials are transported to site using haul road to reduce the impact on local roads. Composite viaducts have standard spans of more than 45 metres with their decks built off weathered steel boxes or beams, with a concrete deck on top. The 4 composite viaducts are M42-M6 Link Road East and West, River Cole East and West. The M42-M6 Link viaducts, the 2 parallel viaducts that cross these roads, were the first Delta Junction structures to be installed, with a final of 4 viaduct deck pushes completed in September 2024. Low viaducts have a standard span of 25 metres with their decks built off standard concrete precast beams with a concrete deck on top. The 3 low viaducts are M42 Coleshill North and South and Watton House. The layout of the Delta Junction triangle means the railway from London curves west on a spur towards Birmingham Curzon Street Station. This is called the Birmingham Spur. I'm currently standing here on the Coleshill East and West viaducts. I'm on abutment A0. These structures are the first set of a precast segmental viaducts which make up the Birmingham Spur. For the first time in the UK, a specialist cantilever process is being used to build these viaducts. It uses a 22-metre high mast, including temporary post-tension cable stays, and a 15-metre high swivel crane to build these viaducts. Our teams recently completed the double-track west deck and the single-track east deck for these viaducts. The Coleshill double-track west viaduct will carry 2 tracks for the main line. The Coleshill East single track will carry 1 of the tracks heading along the Birmingham Spur. High-speed trains will then pass the River Cole East and West viaducts near Coleshill in North Warwickshire. These viaducts curve away from the northbound route of the Delta Junction, bringing HS2 passengers into the heart of Birmingham at the city's flagship Curzon Street Station. These 2 159-metre-long steel spans were completed in December 2024. 8 pre-manufactured U-shaped welded steel box girder sections were lifted into place by the structures team. The sections weighed between 76 and 273 tonnes and were placed onto 6 concrete piers and 4 abutments to form 2 parallel viaducts over a rear-line section of the River Cole. The team are now progressing with the finishing work, installing the parapets and other precast concrete elements. The landscape around the viaducts will create new public spaces with footpaths and cycleways. Natural habitats will also be created for local wildlife, and access to water will create opportunities for fishing and walks around the river. Finally, high-speed trains will cross the M42-M6 Link viaducts on the way into Birmingham. These viaducts were the first viaduct structures to be built at the Delta Junction. These structures were pushed out over the M42-M6 Link roads in 4 stages. In June 2024, the first 84-metre section of the West Link Viaduct was moved. Since then, 3 further steel girders were welded to the back of the first section and pushed out over the motorway. A similar technique was used to construct the parallel East Link viaduct, which now serves as an internal haul road to move material from the nearby Bromford Tunnel to the Delta Junction, taking thousands of lorries off the local network. The success of taking the dump trucks over the top of the finished viaduct, collaborating with National Highways, has enabled us to remove significant traffic off the local network. After crossing the M42-M6 viaducts, the Birmingham Spur then transitions into the Attleboro Lane flyover. Attleboro flyover is one of the complex structures where 2 lines from the Birmingham Spur meet 2 lines from the North Chord. At this point, the 4 tracks become 2 tracks. This is where I will take you next to showcase the work achieved by the self-delivery retaining wall team. Here we are on Attleboro flyover, as mentioned before. On my left-hand side, you can see the M42-M6 link viaducts built by the structures team, coordinating with the Attleboro Farm embankment by our earthworks. And then we run into here, the Attleboro flyover built by the self-delivery retaining wall. The HS2 line linking Birmingham to Manchester is known as the North Chord. High-speed trains coming out of Birmingham towards Delta Junction will pass through the Bromford Tunnel West Portal and out of the East Portal across the Orton viaducts. These viaducts are located east of the M42 and Lichfield Road. The 2 viaducts will hold 700 metres of new HS2 track over the River Tame and a network of existing transport links, including the Birmingham-Peterborough line. They will link the curve of the route that heads west towards Birmingham with the main line heading north. That is the section we're going to move to next, where we will stand on top of Portal P12. So the Orton 1 and Orton 2 PSV teams have constructed the North Chord where it rejoins the main line. So the 2 tracks running through rejoin the 4 mainline tracks heading north. So we're stood here on top of P12 at the north tip of Delta Junction, where the PSV teams have constructed River Tame East and West viaducts. These viaducts cross the River Tame near Orton and join the Curdworth Box, which will take our high-speed train over the existing Birmingham to Derby railway. This section is one of the more complete sections of Delta. There are 6 tracks of railway running along each side as they join the southern end of the Curdworth Box. The River Tame West Viaduct carries 3 tracks, the River Tame East Viaduct carries 1 track, and the Orton Viaduct carries 2 tracks. Earlier this year, we completed the 472-metre single-track River Tame West Viaduct, making it the first viaduct completed in HS2's Delta Junction. These viaducts will carry 3 rail tracks in total, made up of 1 single-track viaduct and 1 double-track viaduct. Work is now underway on the double-track viaduct. The next section of structures on Delta Main Line are the Watton House viaducts. These structures span 195 metres in length and sit on 17 6.5-metre high piers, which include 11 double-track hammerhead and 6 single-track flute piers. Located next to the active Nuneaton to Birmingham railway lines, the viaducts span 8 sections, with each span made up of 3 decks and 21 precast concrete beams. In total, 168 beams will be installed on this asset, each weighing in between 35 and 43 tonnes. To date, our expert structures team have installed all 116 piles, 20 out of 22 pile caps are done, and 13 of 17 piers are built. 63 precast beams have been installed on the structure. Finally, construction of the deck is also progressing, with deck number 3 between P4 and P5 being cast. Next on the Delta Main Line are the 265-metre Coleshill North and 150-metre long Coleshill South viaducts, completed by our structures team. These structures will carry HS2 trains over the River Cole floodplain and the diverted Gilson Road. To date, 28 of the 126 piles have been completed for the North Viaduct, and 54 of the 72 piles have been completed on the South Viaducts, as well as the piers. The Delta Junction is more than just a feat of engineering. It's a crucial part of Britain's high-speed future. As HS2 continues to take shape, structures like these will help keep the country moving, faster, greener, and better connected. We're making great progress along this stretch of the route, but there's still a lot to do and challenges to overcome. We'll keep you updated as we continue to deliver this vital new transport link. Projects like this rely on the combined expertise of so many. Above all, this is a HS2 project, and it's a privilege to be working on such a significant part of Britain's future high-speed rail network. Thank you for watching.